Welcome back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a bit of a look to October, November and December today. We had the free monthly update from the JMA model at the end of last week. I didn't have time to look at it on Friday because I was doing the month head forecast. So have a look at the free monthly anomalies from the Japanese model today. Some quite interesting signals for November and December in particular. Now before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertisement green keyword ads on my page. It's at GadsWebBiz.com. If you roll your cursor over the green keywords, they'll display ads, but when you click through the words, you go to the advertised website, you support GadsWebBiz.com when you do that. So we'll start off with the 500 millibar height anomaly from the JMA model for October. And the first thing to tell you about this, about the British Isles, is up here in this top right hand corner as you're looking at it. That's where the British Isles is. We're under those yellow colours for October, indicating that at 500 millibars the JMA model is predicting a large area of above average heights. That's high pressure. As an anomaly, it's not a it's an anomaly. It won't be a continuous pressure belt lasting the whole of the month, but for the anomaly for the month of October, it is very much seeing high pressure to be dominating through October. So that means probably quite a dryish sort of month. If we have a look at the temperatures, see how the temperatures correspond with that. Actually, it's going for near normal temperatures there for the British Isles. We're under those beige sort of creamy colours, which is around average temperatures. And that's probably about right, because in October, high pressure doesn't automatically mean very warm weather as it does earlier in the year. But the reason is that, of course, at nights, if the nights are clear, under high pressure, the heat will very quickly radiate away, and you'll get quite cool nights with, particularly as you go on through the month, an increasing risk of frost and fog. So that's probably about right, really near normal temperatures, is what you would tend to expect under an area of high pressure. Of course, it depends where the high pressure is sitting. If it's just to the east and we pull in lots of southerly winds, then you will get a very warm month. But if high pressure is sitting right over the top of the country, excuse me, then it will tend to favour near normal temperatures. In terms of rainfall for October, the model is seeing slightly under the average rainfall, to be honest. Those beige colours there indicating anomalies from average to just under the average. So again, quite a dry sort of month, and high pressure dominated is a prediction from the JMA model for October. Now as we move through to November, it all starts to get much more interesting, because then the JMA model is seeing a big area of above average height setting up out to the west of the country. There it is in the middle of the Atlantic, and corresponding with that, we've got a trough of low pressure sitting over and to the east of British Isles, into those blue colours there. If we look over here, this is taking us into Central Europe, where the blue colours are very dominant through Central Europe. So what you're looking at there is a ridge of high pressure in the Atlantic, possibly going up to Greenland. You can't really see Greenland on these charts, but you would expect that to be ridging northwards at times, with that trough of low pressure sitting over the British Isles, giving quite a cold, wet sort of month. If we have a look at the temperatures that correspond with that, well, look at this, we're in the blue colours for November, so a cold month is being predicted by the JMA model there, with temperatures coming in under the average. And you would expect that, of course, with the trough of low pressure to the east, the ridge out to west, you would expect quite a lot of northerly and northeast winds. Again, remember, these are anomalies for the month, so it's not a continuous thing. You will get deviations from the anomalies, you always do, but as an anomaly, that's a cold looking signal for November. And in terms of the rainfall, we're looking at near normal rainfall actually to the west of the country, but out to the east of the country actually looking at above average rainfall, above average precipitation, and that extends on into Central Europe as well. And I say precipitation rather than rainfall because as you go on into November with northerly and northeasterly winds, you will probably be having to start thinking about snow coming along, particularly over high ground, but perhaps not exclusively so. And then finally, having a look at December, we're going to go through to December and see what it's predicting there. Well, look at this, even more interesting charts with this. We've got the high pressure then more or less to the northwest of the British Isles, so that's definitely ridging up towards Iceland and Greenland, big area of high pressure there. The trough of low pressure, have to go over onto this side of the chart to look at that. That's where the trough of low pressure pressure is to the east and the southeast. You would be expecting a lot of east to northeasterly winds with that. You'd be getting northeasterly winds coming around that area of high pressure. That's a cold looking signal for December. If November is cold, this is an even colder signal, I think, for December. So if you have a look at the temperatures, yeah, we're firmly in the blue colours again for the temperature anomalies for December. A cold month being predicted there. Cold for most of Europe as well, it has to be said over here. Yet we are in the blue colours. Well and truly, in terms of the precipitation, well, it's actually drier for November, and the reason for that is that the trough is actually moved away somewhat to the east. But what you'll be getting in December, what you'll be getting is, I say, lots of northeasterly winds. They would be feeding in snow showers, at least to eastern parts of the country at times. So that's a cold looking couple of months for November and December from the JMA model. Now these models are very experimental, but I do rate the JMA model as one of the better seasonal models that are out there in terms of the seasonal model products, and certainly the signal is very strong for a couple of cold months to end 2013. So if it's right, we'll be ending the year as we started it on quite a cold note. Now going back to the more immediate time frame very quickly, there is signs that we're going to build in high pressure. So if you think that summer is done and dusted, maybe it's not. We're going to build high pressure in at the end of the week. We're getting this area of high pressure building up across the country on Saturday the 23rd. It's in a response to the ex-hurricane, Hurricane Humberto, stalling in the Atlantic and moving up to Iceland with a jet stream. That's going to promote this ridge to build across the country because it's got a lot of warm air associated with it, that tropical storm, and that warm air will promote the ridge of high pressure to build up across the country. So move through to Sunday the 22nd. Well, look at that, high pressure firmly dominating 1,030 millibars over Germany. We are bringing weather fronts still into Scotland and Northern Ireland, so it could be windy, cloudy, quite wet up there, but most places dry, warm and sunny. Temperatures getting back up to the 20s degrees by Sunday. It's around 20, 21, something like that, getting towards the 70 Fahrenheit mark. And as we go into next week, we keep that high pressure very dominant. It does change its position somewhat and sits more out to the west, so it probably cools things down a bit as we start to bring cooler air around the top of the high pressure from the Atlantic. But nevertheless, even up to day 10, Thursday the 26th of September, the high pressure is very dominant, keeping it mainly dry and quite warm. Could be chilly at night though, and the ECMWF agrees with this. This is the chart for the 10th day, Thursday the 26th of September, and yet the high pressure is firmly dominating the weather, so it's largely dry, sunny and quite warm by day, but by night it could be a little bit cooler. So if you think summer is over and done, we've got to think again on that one, because I think we are going to be able to bring some warmer weather and drier weather back from the weekend. And then we've got to start thinking as we go on into the autumn about the chance of some colder weather, if the JMA is right, some much colder weather turning up for November and December. That's it for now. I'll be doing a 10-day musing tomorrow, having a look at this high pressure scenario in more detail, so come back to that. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching.